When you're acting, move to that side, but you got to use it. You got to your side and your head is just.
Listen, I didn't even get food.
All right, well.
Okay, good afternoon. We're finally live. We got all our technical difficulties worked out. Coming to you from Marion, Kansas at the Sports and Aquatic Center for the 321A Substate Wrestling East, the east half of Kansas here. We are in progress. Had a little technical difficulties, couldn't get started yet. First, I must repeat this public service message from your Kansas State High School Athletic Association and your station's call letters. Your ticket to an athletic event is a privilege to watch students learn on the playing court. Unruly behavior is unacceptable in the classroom, and the sports arena is a classroom. Good sportsmanship is a lesson to be learned by players and spectators. Remember, sportsmanship provides the human touch. Ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. All these important values are learned by participation in interscholastic activity programs. During competition, they are translated into one word: sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is one of the strongest educational lessons and lifetime values taught by interscholastic activities. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Athletic Association. The Kansas State High School Athletic Association and its member schools provide thrills and suspense for a lifetime of memories and see another part of education come to life through interscholastic activities. A public service message from Keisha. School activities teach students discipline, teamwork, and dedication while providing them with a structured, supervised learning activities. Encourage your son and daughter to participate in school activities. Participation opens the door to a lifetime of enjoyment and excitement. The Kansas State High School Association and your station's call letters encourage you to make activities and academic curriculum partners. A coach once wrote, "When we lose without excuses and when we acknowledge the better team, we place winning and losing in their proper perspective. That's when we find out if we can be good sports. Sportsmanship is a goal to strive for at all times in athletics, activities, and our daily lives. Remember to act in a proper manner the next time you attend a high school activity event." The Kansas State High School Athletic Association is a nonprofit organization supported by 760 member schools, and its member schools promote, develop, and direct interscholastic activities to contribute to a well-rounded and meaningful educational experience. The positive values of competition and good sportsmanship for both participants and spectators are continually encouraged. Thank you for your patience as we go through Keisha's regulations. Back to wrestling. Okay, for those of you that are here, the blue mat is mat number 1. The blue mat with the white and the warrior head in the middle is mat number 2. The red mat is mat 3. We are wrestling first available. We'll do our best to let you know who's wrestling on which mat so you can switch feeds. We have a camera for each mat, for at least the opening round or 2. Then we'll be dropping down to 2 mats later. But I will be doing my best to keep you updated on who's wrestling on what mat and who's coming up where, so you'll be able to switch videos in time to go to the right mat. Okay, the scoreboard you can see on the screen is for the center mat, mat number 2 with the white with the warrior head in the middle. The red mat has a small scoreboard at the edge. The south mat has a scoreboard we can't get on the screen for you because we just don't have that many cameras in this little town. As soon as we go down to 2 mats, we'll be able to display the scoreboard along with it. So we are in the midst of 126 pounds right now. Still finishing up the 120-pound bracket. Okay. Coming up now on mat 3, Chance Schultz of Marion with Wyatt Johnson of Council Grove.
In the hole is Mike Connors of Chase County versus Justin.
On mat 2 is Connor Hughes of Eureka versus Carter Trimble of Marysville. On deck, first available will be mat 1. We have Trent Rogers of Chase County against Colin Manold of Sabetha. Once again, the solid blue mat is mat 1. The white centered mat is mat 2. The red mat's mat 3. Looks like the Council Grove wrestlers beating the Marion wrestler with a pin. Okay, now up on mat 3 is Loudon James of Rosalia Flint Hills versus Connor Collins of Osage City. Like to mention, too, Connor Collins of Osage City, as of the last rankings, the number 3 ranked wrestler in the state. Please be patient with us. We're doing this on the fly and trying to keep track of all this. Now up on mat 2, Micah Carruthers of Chase County against Justin Rakestraw of Silver Lake. On mat 1, we still have Trent Rogers against Coleman Old of Sabetha. Mat 3, Loudon James of Flint Hills against Connor Collins of Osage City. Now up on mat 3, Quentin Headley of Eureka against Kobe Hurla of Rossville. On mat 2, Justin Rakestraw over Micah Carruthers of Chase County. Now up on mat 2, Kane Shepard, Uniontown against Connor Hayes, Wathena Riverside. Mat 1, we still have Trent Rogers, the number 6 ranked wrestler, 126 pounds as of the last rankings Tuesday, against Colin Manold of Sabetha. Looks like Trent Rogers of Chase County over Colin Minold of Sabetha. Good. Up on mat 1, Michael Coates of Cherryvale against Mason Schultz of Effingham Atchison Community. On mat 1, we had Mason Schultz over Michael Coates. Up on mat 1, Matthew Reynolds of Douglas versus Crew Laycock of Rossville. Up next will be Caden Miller versus Cole Hinton. Burton Central against Sabetha. On deck, Ethan Elliott of Wellsville against Tug Wilson of St. Mary's. Do our best to get you those map numbers as soon as we can so you know which video feed to follow. I figure everybody that's listening and watching knows wrestling. I don't need to tell you what's going on. I'm going to do my best to get you to the right mat so you can watch your wrestling. Just a little bit quick with 3 mats going on. We're working on it. Please have patience. Now up on mat 3 will be Caden Miller of Burton Central against Cole Hinton of Sabetha.
Now you just have to prove it by making all this
What's that?
No, that's it.
Okay, we have Connor Hughes of Wathene Riverside over Kane Shepard of Uniontown. Now up, Ethan Elliott of Wellsville against Tug Wilson of St. Mary's on mat 2. Up next will be Gage Allen of Mound City Jayhawk Lynn versus Kai Allen of Silver Lake. First available mat. On deck, Brody Harrison of Eureka versus Jonathan Rayner of Sabetha. In the hole, Nicholas Parker of Douglas versus Elijah Collins of Osage City. Brody Harrison, the number 5th ranked wrestler in the state as of Tuesday. Elijah Collins of Osage City, the number 4 ranked wrestler at 145. These rankings are all as of last Tuesday.
will always be good.
Jayhawk Lynn. This is Kyle Silverwood. Oh, minus 2 is Brody Harris and Eureka versus Jonathan Ryder. On deck is Nicholas Parker of Douglas.
Okay, now up on mat 1, Gage Allen of Jayhawk Lynn versus Kai Allen, Silver Lake. On mat 2, Brody Harrison of Eureka against Jonathan Rainier of Sabetha. On deck will be Nicholas Parker of Douglas against Elijah Collins of Osage City on the first available mat. On deck, Taden Tyndall of Hired West Elk against Graydon Jackson of Riley County.
He's got 4 for me.
You did?
One is Nicholas Parker of Douglas versus Elijah Collins of Osage City.
Now up on mat 1, the blue mat, Nicholas Parker of Douglas versus Elijah Collins of Osage City. Up on mat 3, the red mat, Taden Tyndall of Hired West Elk versus Graydon Jackson of Riley County. On deck, Garrett Seeley of Jayhawk Lynn versus Lane Hurlow of Rossville. In the hole will be Brett Escarina of Eureka versus Mickey Mullican. I apologize if I'm butchering these names, from Osage City. Trying to do our best to get the mat numbers to you so you know which video feed to watch your wrestler on. First available makes that a little bit difficult, but we're trying to keep up with it. As I said, I figure anybody watching this knows wrestling. They don't need to know what's going on. They just want to know which mat their wrestler's on. So we're kind of trying to concentrate on that. Results, obviously, can probably be found on Track Wrestling. Or if you're on Track Wrestling, keep track of the dashboard.
There's a kid next to town. So kid's here to see it.
Hurts your shoulder, huh?
Up on mat 1 is Garrett Seeley of Jayhawk Lynn versus Lane Hurlow of Rossville.
Okay, now up on mat 1, the blue mat, Garrett Seeley of Jayhawk Lynn versus Lane Hurlow of Rossville. Currently number 3 ranked wrestler in the state. On deck will be Brent Escarino of Eureka versus Mickey Mullican of Osage City. In the hole, Owen Thiel of Remington versus Bryson Lee of Effingham Atchison Community. We need to. Once again, the scoreboard that you can see on the screen is for the white mat with the warrior head in the middle. Once we get down to 2 mats, we'll be able to have the scoreboard up for both mats, so you'll be able to keep track of scores better.
This is so screwed up. That is not that. That is that.
We will be running 3 mats at least through the next round, down to 2 mats for the semifinals, consolation semifinals, and finals. Now up on mat 2, Brett Escarino of Eureka versus Mickey Mulligan of Osage City. On deck, Owen Thiel, Remington versus Bryson Lee of Effingham, Atchison Community. In the hole, Bryce Eck, Uniontown versus Eli Mumpire, Wabaunsee. Now up on mat 1, Owen Thiel of Remington versus Bryson Lee. First up, Bryce Eck, Uniontown versus Wabaunsee, or Eli Mumpire of Wabaunsee. On deck, Garrett Watson, Katy Valley versus Sam Trombley, Rossville. In the hole, Brennan Lowe, Eureka versus Corey Catron, Rossville. Remember, we're running first available, so we'll do our best to get you to, when your wrestler's up, give you the best chance to get to the match you want to be on before the match starts. Now up on mat 3, the red mat, Bryce Eck of Uniontown versus Eli Mumpire of Wabaunsee. On deck, Garrett Watson of Caney Valley versus Sam Twombly, Rossville.
Yeah, very good wrestler. He'll be back up this next round.
Up next, Brennan Lowe versus Corey Catron. On deck, Dayton Hilliard of Douglas versus Derek Whalen of Wabaunsee. In the hole, Wyatt Bird of Wellsville versus Samson Wagner, Riley County.
Get back and see that. I mean, you're right there. We're still right where I think you would be. You can expand and you're still good at this. You're still I still see you coming through. Okay? Hey, once you go, just come on home. Just come on your head. You're fine. The more people do it.
Just a reminder, the solid blue mat's mat number 1, the blue mat with the white center, the warrior head's mat number 2, the red mat's mat number 3. We are running first available, so we're trying to do our best to get you mat numbers of your wrestlers as soon as their matches are up so we can let you get to the right video feed. Now up on mat 3 is Garrett Watson of Caney Valley versus Sam Twombly of Rossville. On deck, Brennan Lowe, Eureka versus Corey Catron, Rossville. In the hole, Dalton Hilliard of Douglas versus Derek Wellen of Wabunsee. After that will be Wyatt Bird of Wellsville and Samson Wagner of Riley County.
I'm determined. I'm ready to go out there and just fuck.
I want to do this.
No, well done. I need this team to be good.
Doesn't seem good in this way.
Lowe, mat 3, Brennan Lowe, Eureka versus Corey Catron.
Now up on mat 3, the red mats, Brennan Lowe of Eureka versus Corey Catron of Rossville. On deck, Dalton Hilliard of Douglas against Derek Whalen of Wabunsee. In the hole, Wyatt Bird, Wellsville versus Samson Wagner of Riley County. After that, Mitch Budke, Chase County versus Caden Dillon of Sabetha. Caden Dillon currently number 3 ranked in the state. Doing a little research this morning based on last Tuesday's rankings, we have 37 ranked wrestlers at this tournament today. Not quite half, but that's not bad. Western Kansas doesn't get to have all the good wrestlers. We've got quite a few over here.
I should have walked it. I shouldn't have walked it so easy. I always do that. I never go to my stand. I just kind of stand on my
That's what I did. And I didn't learn not to.
Hey, that would just help me out just a little bit. That could be something.
Up on mat 2, Dalton Hilliard of Douglas versus Derek Wallen of Wabunsee. Wallen, the number 6 ranked wrestler at 160 this week. On deck, Wyatt Bird of Wellsville versus Samson Wagner of Riley County. In the hole, Mitch Budke of Chase County versus Caden Dillon of Sabetha, the number 3 ranked wrestler in the state. After that, Garrison Sponce of Eureka versus Mo Hilbert of Seneca Nemaha Central. Thank you. Up on mat 1, Wyatt Bird of Wellsville versus Samson Wagner of Riley County. On deck, Mitch Budke, Chase County versus Caden Dillon of Sabetha. In the hole,
On deck is Garrison Spoons of Eureka versus Lowe of Seneca. And in the hole is Charles Harrison of Douglas versus Joseph Dunbar of Ishmael.
now up on mat 3, Mitch Budke of Chase County versus Caden Dillon of Sabetha. Now on mat 2, Garrison Spoons of Eureka versus Mo Hilbert of Seneca, Nemaha Central. On deck, Charles Pearson of Douglas versus Justin Dunbar of Mission Valley. In the hole, David Sines, Wellsville against Josh Herman, Sabetha. Due up after that, Casey Welch of Eureka versus Dagan Kruger, Silver Lake. Now up on the red mat, Charles Pearson of Douglas versus Justin Dunbar of Mission Valley. On deck, David Sines of Wellsville against Josh Herman of Sabetha. In the hole, Casey Welch of of Erie versus Dagan Kruger, Silver Lake. After that, Buddy Claiborne, Fredonia versus Zach Grimm of Sabetha. Just had kind of an upset on mat 3. Mitch Butke with a pin over number 3 ranked Caden Dillon of Sabetha. Now up on mat 1, the blue mat. David Signs of Wellsville versus Josh Herman of Sabetha. On deck, Casey Welch, Erie versus Dagan Kruger, Silver Lake. In the hole, Buddy Claiborne of Fredonia versus Zach Grimm of Sabetha. Following that, Dawson Bollinger, Uniontown versus Ryland McGinnis, Onega. Now up on mat 1, Casey Welch of Erie versus Dagan Kruger of, mat 2, Casey Welch of Erie versus Dagan Kruger of Silver Lake. Up on mat 1, Buddy Claiborne, Fredonia versus Zach Grimm of Sabetha. On deck, Dawson Bollinger of Uniontown versus Ryland McGinnis. In the hole, Jace Het of Douglas versus Bo Wassenberg of Marysville. After that, Jace Clark of Wellsville versus Tristan Vandeveld of Silver Lake.
Okay.
Now up on mat 3, Dawson Bollinger of Uniontown versus Ryland McGinnis versus Onega. On deck, Jace High of Douglas versus Bo Wassenberg of Marysville. In the hole, Jace Clark, Wellsville versus Tristan Vandeveld of Silver Lake. After that, Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Jacob Kunze, Sabetha. Buddy Claiborne, the 182-pounder of Fredonia, currently ranked number 5 in the state. Get into these upper weight brackets. The east side represents pretty good. There's 3 ranked wrestlers at 195. Now up on the blue mat number 1, Jace High of Douglas versus Bo Wassenberg of Marysville. First available, Jace Clark of Wellsville versus Tristan Vandevelde of Silver Lake. In the hole, Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Jacob Kunze of Sabetha. In the hole, Todd Pallick of Marion versus Patrick Smith of Marysville. Now up on mat 1, Jace Clark of Wellsville versus Tristan Vandevelde of Silver Lake. First available, Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Jacob Kunze of Sabetha. On deck, Todd Pallick of Marion versus Patrick Smith of Marysville. In the hole, Wade Morgan of Douglas versus Barrett Leitz of Rossville. I don't dare this yet. Good. Okay, first available mat will be in the 195-pound weight class. Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Jacob Kunze of Sabetha. Now up on mat 1, 195-pound weight bracket, Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Jacob Kunze of Sabetha. First available, Todd Pallick of Marion versus Patrick Smith of Marysville. On deck, Wade Morgan of Douglas versus Barrett Leitz of Rossville. In the hole, Taylor Brown Rosalia Flint Hills versus Preston Gillen of Silver Lake. Now up on mat 3, Todd Pallick of Marion versus Patrick Smith of Marysville. First available, Wade Morgan Douglas versus Barrett Leeds, Rossville. On deck, Taylor Brown of Rosalia Flint Hills versus Preston Glean of Silver Lake. In the hole, Gavin Gertie of Rossville Flint Hills versus Caleb Reitz, Seneca, Omaha Central. 195-pound weight brackets. On mat 1, Cruz Farley of Wellsville, currently ranked number 2 in the state at 195. Todd Pallick on mat 3, ranked number 4 at 195. Up next, Wade Morgan, ranked number 3 at 195. These upper weights have got some ranked wrestlers in them between 195, 220, and 285. 3 ranked wrestlers at 195, 3 ranked wrestlers at 220, and 4 ranked wrestlers at the heavyweight bracket. Todd Pallick, our local wrestler out here, working for a pin on the Marysville wrestler, trying to get his far shoulder on over. Got him in the form of a Saturday night ride. And there's the pin. Now up on mat 3, Wade Morgan of Douglas versus Barrett Leeds of Rossville. First available, Taylor Brown, Rosalia Flint Hills versus Preston Glean, Silver Lake. On deck, Gavin Gertie of Flint Hills versus Caleb Reitz of Seneca, Omaha Central. In the hole, Joe Martin, Douglas versus John Graham, Mission Valley. Now up on mat 1, Taylor Brown of Rosalia Flint Hills versus Preston Glean of Silver Lake. Moving into the 220-pound bracket. On first available, be Gavin Gertie of Rosalia Flint Hills versus Caleb Reitz of Seneca North, Omaha Central. In the hole, Joe Martin Douglas versus John Graham of Mission Valley, followed by Parker Lingle Wellsville versus Caden Walker, Silver Lake.
Oh, no.
Gavin Gertie, mat 2 versus Caleb Reitz. 220-pound bracket. First available, Joe Martin Douglas versus John Graham, Mission Valley. On deck, Parker Lingle Wellsville versus Caden Walker, Silver Lake. In the hole, Colby Hebb, Leon Bluestem versus Jack Lott, Marysville. Mat 2, your first match in the 220-pound bracket. Now up on mat 2, Joe Martin of Douglas versus John Graham of Mission Valley. First available, Parker Lingle, Wellsville versus Caden Walker, Silver Lake. On deck, Colby Het, Leon Bluestem versus Jack Lott of Marysville. In the hole, Colby Stevens, Wellsville versus Garrison Craig of Marysville. Slight delay on mat 2 while we have a little blood time, do a little cleanup work. Now up on mat 1, Parker Lingle of Wellsville versus Caden Walker, Silver Lake, 220-pound bracket. First available, Colby Hebb, Leon Bluestem versus Jack Lott, Marysville. On deck, Colby Stevens, Wellsville versus Garrison Craig, Marysville. That'll be your first match in the 285-pound bracket. In the hole, Austin Montanona versus Nolan Parker, Mission Valley. As soon as we get mat 2 cleaned up, we'll have Joe Martin of Douglas versus John Graham of Mission Valley. John Graham, your number 6 ranked wrestler at 220 pounds. First available, Colby Hebb of Leon Bluestem versus Jack Lott of Marysville, who's ranked number 6 in the state number 2 in the state this week.
Yeah, Hannah got hurt in your final, in your final match. We'll find out Monday. They look really good. you tell what they want to do. Because you no. Nope. Nope.
Now up on mat 3, Colby Hebb of Leon Bluestem versus Jack Lott of Marysville. First available, 285-pound bracket, Colby Stevens, Wellsville versus Garrison Craig of Marysville. On deck, Austin Mantanona of Flint Hills versus Nolan Parker, Mission Valley. In the hole, Andrew Watts, Humboldt versus Justin Miller, Oskaloosa. Heavyweights got a lot of good wrestlers here today. Colby Stevens, ranked number 4 in the state. Nolan Parker, ranked number 3 in the state. Andrew Watts, ranked number 5 in the state. And Dane Whalen, the reigning 220-pound state champion, number 1 in the state. Now up on mat 1, Colby Stevens of Wellsville versus Garrison Craig, Marysville. This is their first match in 285-pound bracket. First available, Austin Mantanona of Flint Hills versus Nolan Parker, Mission Valley. I believe I heard last week that Colby Stevens was a state placer at the heavyweight bracket in the state of Missouri last year. Now up on mat 3, Austin Mantanona versus Nolan Parker of Mission Valley. First available, Andrew Watts, Humboldt versus Justin Miller of Oskaloosa. On deck, Micah Uber versus Dane Whalen of Osage City. Once again, this 285-pound bracket on the east side of the state's tough for the top 6 wrestlers in this bracket here today. Number 2, of course, the reigning 285-pound champion from Western Kansas isn't here, but we've got the number 1 ranked wrestler, the number 4 ranked wrestler, the number 3 ranked wrestler, the number 5 ranked wrestler in the heavyweight bracket. Big boys on the east side of the state. Nolan Parker looks like he's about to get a pinfall on his opponent, working at it. Now up on mat 1, Andrew Watts of Humboldt versus Justin Miller of Oskaloosa. Up on mat 3. Okay, they changed it on me. Mat 3, Andrew Watts of Humboldt versus Justin Miller, Oskaloosa. Mat 1, Micah Uber versus Dane Whalen of Osage City. Dane Whalen currently number 1 ranked 285-pounder in the state. The reigning 220-pound champion. I don't know yet. If I can see him, I'll point him out.
Up on mat 1 is Corbin White of Jayhawk Glean versus Evan Coble of West Lowe.
I don't think so either.
Looks like we're rolling right into the second round. We have Corbin White up against Evan Coble on mat 1. Okay, if you'll all bear with me, we're having communication issues. The left hand doesn't know for sure what the right hand's doing yet. I don't know if we're rolling right back into the next round or if we're going to take a break, if we're doing front side or back side. I've been told both. I'm just the guy that talks. They don't tell me what to talk, what I'm supposed to talk about. Looks like we're going to clean the mat, so we'll do that. Be back shortly.
Okay, we're going to take about a 10-minute break until the mats are dry, and then we will start the next round.
Okay, they just announced we're going to take about a 10-minute break in the consolation round. So about 1:25, we'll be back. Thank you. While we're taking a break, I'll pass this information along. From Keisha, your ticket to an athletic event is a privilege to watch students learn on the playing court. Unruly behavior is acceptable in the classroom, and the sports arena is a classroom. Good sportsmanship is a lesson to be learned by players and spectators. Remember, sportsmanship provides the human touch. Keisha and mctv20 encourages you to make sportsmanship a primary concern as you support your chosen team. Ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. All of these important values are learned by participation in the interscholastic activity program. During competition, they are translated into one word: sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is one of the strongest educational lessons and lifetime values taught by interscholastic activities. A public service message from your Keisha Activities and MC20. Winter in Kansas is filled with many changes, from icy winds to gentle snow. It's time to enjoy the excitement of interscholastic activities. Thousands of Kansas high school students need your support and encouragement. The Keisha and its member schools provide thrills and suspense for a lifetime of memories. See another part of education come to life through interscholastic activities. A public service message from your Kansas State Athletic Association and MCTV20. School activities teach students discipline, teamwork, and dedication while providing them with structured, supervised learning activities. Encourage your son or daughter to wrestle. Participation opens the door to a lifetime of enjoyment and excitement. The Kansas State High School Activities Association and MCTV20 encourages you to make activities and academic curriculums partners. A coach once wrote, "When we lose without excuses and when we acknowledge the better team, we place winning and losing in their proper perspective. That's when we find out if we can be good sports. Sportsmanship is a goal to strive for at all times, in athletics, activities, and our daily lives. Remember to act in a proper manner the next time you attend a high school activity event." The Kansas State High School Activities Association is a nonprofit organization supported by 760 member schools. Keisha and its member schools promote, develop, and direct interscholastic activities to contribute to a well-rounded and meaningful educational experience. The positive values of competition and good sportsmanship for both participants and spectators are continually encouraged.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Happy about it too. He's always so smiling. I see wrestling. He gets ready, but he wants to smile after the match. Is he one? Is he the one that won the last 2 weeks? Oh really?
taking first and second.
I know you do. I just think cookies and pizza. Somebody in the coach's lounge. That's strange. That's not even. I talked to Haley. Yeah. Water fountain works. Who gives you a drink of water?
We want wrestling to catch on. We want wrestling to catch on. They're definitely confident. Why is Christian up? It's after this, they get home tonight.
consolation. Up on map 1 will be Anthony Cervantes of Riley County versus Mason Broke of Rossville. On map 2 will be Cameron Buell of Darwin West versus Keller Mennel of Samantha. And up on map 3 will be John Lango of Seneca versus Bowen Wade of Jayhawk Lane.
Keep your singlet on there. Yeah.
On deck will be Jesse Thatcher of Oskaloosa versus Robbie Robertson of Humboldt. And in the hole will be Kellen Skillman of Samantha versus Brandon Bowman of Douglas. Up on mat 2 is Jesse Thatcher of Oskaloosa versus Robbie Robertson of Humboldt. On deck is Kellen Spielman of Samantha versus Landon Bowman of Douglas. And in the hole is Carter Trimble of Marysville versus Keith Ellis of Caney Valley.
Okay, we're back. We're a little late. We apologize. They got started without us.
Up on mat 2 is Kellen Spielman of Samantha versus Landon Bowman of Douglas. On deck is Carter Trimble of Marysville versus Keith Ellis of Caney Valley. And in the hole is Colin Mennel of Samantha versus Noah Edwards of Wellsville. is called medals at the Snow Edwards of Wellsville. And in the hole is Chan Schultz of Marion. In the hole is Quinn Petty versus Michael Walters of Chase County.
Okay, we're catching up here. We hope. Try to do a better job of getting you mat numbers before match numbers on mat numbers before we get there.
Up on mat 3, Sloan Reynolds versus Lowe Edwards of Wellsville.
Now up on mat 3, Colin Minold versus Noah Edwards.
Up on mat 2 is Quinn Petty versus Michael Walters of Chase County.
Now up on mat 2, Quentin Hetty of Erie versus Micah Collars of Chase County.
Mat 2 is Quinn Petty of Erie versus Michael Collars of Chase County.
Mat 2 will be Quentin Hetty of Erie versus Micah Collars of Chase County. First available, Kane Shepard of Uniontown versus Michael Coates of Cherryvale. On deck, Crew Laycock of Rossville versus Caden Miller. Burton Central in the hole, Tug Wilson versus Allen. Up on map 3, Kane Shepard of Uniontown versus Michael Coates of Cherryvale. First available, Crew Laycock of Rossville versus Caden Miller of Burden Central. On deck, Tug Wilson of St. Mary's versus Allen.
On deck, Tug Wilson of St. Mary's versus Allen.
Up on mat 1, Crew Laycock of Rossville versus Caden Miller of Bunston. On mat 2, Tug Wilson versus Allen. Now on mat 3, Caden Tyndall of Howard West Elk versus Garrett Seeley of Mound City Jayhawk Lynn. First available, Mickey Mullican of Osage City versus Owen Thiel Remington. On deck, Eli Mumpire versus Garrett Wilson, Caney Valley. In the hole, Corey Catron, Rossville versus Dalton Hilliard of Douglas. Now up on mat 1, Mickey Mulligan of Osage City versus Owen Thiel, Remington. First available, Eli Mumpire, Wabunsie versus Garrett Watson, of Caney Valley. On deck, Corey Catron, Rossville, Dalton Hilliard, Douglas. In the hole, Samson Wagner from Riley County versus Caden Dillon of Sabetha.
Up on mat 1 is Mickey Mulligan of Osage City versus Owen Thiel, Remington. On deck is Eli Mumpire versus Garrett Watson of Caney Valley. And in the hole is Corey Catron, Rosalia versus Dalton Hilliard of Douglas. Garrett Watson of Caney Valley. On deck is Corey Catron, Rossville versus Dalton Hilliard of Douglas. In the hole is James Ryan of State Wrestling.
That was dumb.
Up on mat 3 is Corey Catron, Rossville versus.
Now on mat 3, Corey Catron of Rossville versus Dalton Hilliard of Douglas. First available, Samson Wagner versus Caden Dillon, Sabetha. On deck, Mo Hilbert, Nemaha Central versus Justin Dunbar, Mission Valley.
Yeah, so it'll be best consolation, and then we'll come back and we'll do semi. So, it's going to take longer than the other one. 100%. No, they'll go 3, and they'll go 2, 2.
Yeah, keep it there. You're living in time limit. Yeah, but it's not this round. It's tough. Oh my. You got to call that. You got to stop right.
Survive it. Two. Now up on mat 2. Samson Wagner of Riley County versus Caden Dillon of Sabetha.
I mean, he's got a big zone, but it's not even close.
At 3.
On deck is Josh Irvin of Sabetha versus Casey Wells of Erie. And then the hole is Zach Rick of Sabetha versus Dawson Wallinger of Utah.
Okay, now up on mat 3. Mo Hilbert from Omaha Central versus Justin Dunbar of Mission Valley. First up, now on mat 1, Josh Herman of Sabetha versus Casey Welch, Erie. First available, Zach Grimm, Sabetha versus Dawson Bollinger, Uniontown. On deck, Bo Wassenberg, Marysville versus Jace Clark, Wellsville. In the hole, Jacob Kunze versus Patrick Smith. Next. First available will be Zach Grimm of Sabetha versus Dawson Bollinger of Uniontown. That'll be your first backside match at 182 pounds. Wrestling all backside matches in this round, then we'll move down to 2 mats. Now up on mat 3, 182 pounds. Zach Grimm, Sabetha versus Dawson Bollinger of Uniontown. First available, Bo Wassenberg versus Jace Clark. On deck, 195 pounds. Jacob Kunze versus Patrick Smith. In the hole, Barrett Leeds versus Taylor Brown. Now up on mat 1, Bo Wassenberg, Marysville versus Jace Clark, Wellsville. 195-pound bracket. First available, Jacob Kunze versus Patrick Smith, Marysville. On deck, Barrett Leeds, Rossville versus Taylor Brown of Flint Hills. That's the 195-pound bracket. In the hole, Caleb Reitz versus Joe Martin of Douglas, 220-pound bracket. Now up on mat 2, 195-pound bracket. Jacob Coonsey from Sabetha versus Patrick Smith of Marysville. First available, Barrett Leeds of Rossville versus Taylor Brown of Flint Hills. 220-pound bracket. On deck, Caleb Reitz, Nemaha Central versus Joe Martin Douglas. On deck, Caden Walker, Silver Lake versus Colby Hebb, Leon Bluestem, 220 pounds. Now up on mat 1, Barrett Leeds of Rossville versus Taylor Brown, Flint Hills, 195-pound bracket. First available, 220-pound bracket. Caleb Reitz, Nemaha Central versus Joe Martin Douglas. On deck, Caden Walker, Silver Lake versus Colby Hebb, Leon Bluestem. 285-pound bracket in the hole. Garrison Craig, Marysville versus Austin Montanona, Flint Hills. Mat 3, Caleb Reeves, Nemaha Central versus Joe Martin of Douglas. First available, Caden Walker, Silver Lake versus Colby Hebb, Leon Bluestem. That's 220 bracket. 285-pound bracket on deck. Garrison Craig of Marysville versus Austin Mantanona of Flint Hills. Last match of this round at 285. Justin Miller of Oskaloosa versus Micah Uber, Cherokee Southeast. Now up on mat 3, Caden Walker, Silver Lake versus Colby Hebb, Leon Bluestem for the last 220-pound match. First available, Garrison Craig, Marysville versus Austin Mantanona, Flint Hills. Last match of the round, Justin Miller, Oskaloosa versus Michael Uber, Cherokee Southeast. Now up on mat 2, Garrison Craig, Marysville versus Austin Mantanona, Flint Hills. First available, Justin Miller, Oskaloosa, Micah Uber, Cherokee Southeast, and that will be the last match, 285 pounds, last match of the round. We will be taking a break to break it down to 2 mats after the last 285-pound match.
Austin, Minnesota, Flint Hills, mat 2.
Now on mat 1, Justin Miller of Oskaloosa versus Micah Uber, Cherokee Southeast, and that will be the last match in this round.
At the end of this round, we're going to take a small break to roll up a mat, and then we will be moving into the semifinals.
At the end of the round, we'll take a break to roll up a mat, then we'll move into the semifinals. Once again, as soon as we finish this round, we're going to take a short break and we will be rolling up mat number 3. Start the consolations as soon as we can after that on the two blue mats. And that concludes this round. We will be taking a short break to take down mat 3, and we'll be back with a consolation round on 2 mats. Thank you.
clear the mat so we can move them.
Not on that paper.
Semifinals that needed change in the gate earlier. There is change ready for you at the gate. All right, let's go ahead and clear the match. We're going to move on to the semifinal round. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And on map 1 will be Corbin White, Jayhawk Glean versus Evan Coble from West Elk. And on map 2 will be Drake Kennedy of Erie versus Andrew Peters of Remington. On deck is Jake Stratton of Katy Valley versus Colin Whipple of Sabetha. And in the hole is Dalton Morrill of Cherryville versus Gable Fredrickson of Marysville.
And we're back. On mat 1, the solid blue mat, we've got Corbin White from Mound City Jayhawk Lynn against Evan Coble from Howard West Elk. On mat 2, Drayton Kennedy of Erie versus Andrew Peters of Remington. On your screen, you'll see the scoreboards underneath each mat are the scoreboards for that mat. So you'll be able to keep up with the scores as they happen. We're still doing first available, so we're going to have to do our best to tell you which mat your particular wrestler might be on. As I said earlier, if you're watching this, you really don't need me to tell you what's going on. You probably know wrestling pretty well, so we're going to try and concentrate more on making sure we can get you to the mat that your wrestler's on as soon as possible. These will all be front side matches from 106 up. Next available will be Jake Stanton of Caney Valley versus Cullen Weichel of Sabetha. On deck Dalton Morrill of Cherryvale, Gable Fredrickson of Marysville. Both those matches are 113-pound bracket. Of course, Corbin White from Jayhawk Lynn, the number 1 ranked 106-pounder in the state as of Tuesday. Drayton Kennedy of Erie is the number 5 ranked wrestler in the state as of Tuesday. Now up on mat 2, Jake Stanton, Caney Valley versus Colin Weichel, Sabetha. Excuse me, mat 2, I'm sorry. First available, Dalton Morrill, Cherryvale versus Gable Fredrickson, Marysville. Jake Stanton, the number 2 ranked 113-pounder in the state. And Corbin White with the tech fall. Now up on mat 1. Dalton Morrill of Cherryvale versus Gable Fredrickson, Marysville. Fredrickson, number 6 ranked wrestler in the state.
Wyatt Wright, Remington versus Nate Wilburn of Pleasant Ridge. And in the holes, Connor Hughes of Eureka versus Tom.
First available, Wyatt Wright of Remington versus Nate Wilburn, Pleasant Ridge. First available will be Wyatt Wright of Remington against Nate Wilburn of Pleasant Ridge. On deck, Connor Hughes of Eureka versus Tom Van Valkenburg of Council Grove. That ought to be quite a match. Valkenburg ranked number 2, Hughes ranked number 3. Now up on mat 1, Wyatt Wright of Remington versus Nate Wilburn, Pleasant Ridge.
Versus Nate Wilburn of Pleasant Ridge. On day is Connor Hughes of Eureka versus Tom Van Mengelberg of Council Grove. In the hole is Trent Rogers of Chase County versus J.R. Felwell of Riley County.
Wrestling on mat 1, Wyatt Wright of Remington versus Nate Wilburn of Pleasant Ridge. 120-pound bracket. First available, Connor Hughes of Eureka versus Tom Van Valkenburg, Council Grove. On deck, Trent Rogers of Chase County versus J.R. Thelwell of Riley County. Trent Rogers, I believe, ranked number 6 in the state last rankings.
Can you text my mom that I'm needing another drink?
You're needing another.
Here. Okay, you go check.
Up on mat 2 is Ron Hughes of Eureka versus Tom Van Mecklenburg of Council Grove.
Now on mat 2, Connor Hughes of Eureka, Tom Van Valkenburg, Council Grove. Number 2 versus number 3. Going to be quite the match. First available, Trent Rogers, Chase County versus J.R. Thelwell, Riley County. On deck, Wyatt Johnson, Council Grove versus Connor Collins, Osage City. Now up on mat 1, Trent Rogers, Cottonwood Falls versus J.R. Thelwell, Riley County. First available, Wyatt Johnson of Council Grove versus Connor Collins, Osage City. On deck, Colby Hurla, Rossville versus Justin Rakestraw, Silver Lake.
And the hole is Colby Hurla, Rossville versus Justin Rakestraw, Silver Lake.
Mat 1 is the solid blue mat. Mat 2 is the blue mat with the white circle with the warrior head. First available, Wyatt Johnson, Council Grove versus Connor Collins, Osage City. On deck, Colby Hurla, Rossville, against Justin Rakestraw, Silver Lake. In the hole, Connor Hayes, Riverside, versus Mason Schultz, Effingham, Atchison Community. Now up on mat 1, Wyatt Johnson, Council Grove versus Connor Collins, Osage City. First available, Colby Hurla, Rossville versus Justin Rakestraw, Silver Lake. That'll be your first 132-pound match.
On deck is Colby Hurla, Rossville versus Justin Rakestraw, Silver Lake. And the hole is Connor Hayes, Riverside versus Mason Schultz of Atchison.
Now up on mat 2, Colby Hurla, Rossville versus Justin Rakestraw, Silver Lake, 132 pounds. First available, Connor Hayes, Riverside versus Mason Schultz, Effingham.
On deck is Connor Hayes of Riverside versus Mason Schultz of Atchison. In the hole is Matthew Reynolds of Douglas versus Cole Hinton of Semifinals.
On deck, Brody Harrison of Eureka versus Elijah Collins of Osage City in the 145-pound bracket. In the hole, Graydon Jackson, Riley County versus Lane Hurla, Rossville, your other 145-pound semi. First available, Kane Shepherd, Uniontown versus Mason Schultz, Effingham. On deck, Matthew Reynolds, Douglas versus Cole Hinton, Sabetha. Mason Schultz, Effingham's the number 2 ranked kid in the state in 132 pounds. Connor Hayes, ranked number 4, 132 pounds. Whoa! Quite a match between Hurla and Rakestraw. Now up on mat 2, Connor Hayes, Riverside versus Mason Schultz, Effingham.
Up on mat 2 will be Connor Hayes, Riverside versus Mason Schultz, Atchison.
Hayes, the number 4 ranked wrestler in the state. Schultz, the number 2 ranked wrestler in the state. First available, Matthew Reynolds of Douglas versus Cole Hinton of Sabetha. On deck, Ethan Elliott versus Kai Allen, Silver Lake.
Up on mat 1 will be Matthew Reynolds of Douglas versus Cole Hinton of Sabetha.
Mat 1, Reynolds of Douglas versus Hinton of Sabetha.
On deck.
First available, Ethan Elliott versus Kai Allen, Silver Lake.
Ethan Elliott of Wellsville versus Kai Allen.
In the hole,
Silver Lake.
Brody Harrison of Eureka versus Elijah Collins,
Versus
Osage City.
Collins of Osage City.
Now up on mat 2, Ethan Elliott of Wellsville versus Kai Allen, Silver Lake. First available, Brody Harrison, Eureka, Elijah Collins, Osage City. On deck, Graydon Jackson, Riley County versus Lane Hurley, Rossville.
Elijah Collins of Osage City. And Rose Graydon Jackson, Riley County versus Wayne Hurla in Rossville.
First available, Brody Harrison, Eureka versus Elijah Collins, Osage City. Now up on mat one, Brody Harrison, Eureka versus Elijah Collins, Osage City. First available, Graydon Jackson, Riley County. Lane Holland, Lane Hurla, Rossville. On deck, Brett Escarino, Eureka versus Brian Lee, Effingham. In the hole, Bryce Eck, Uniontown versus Sam Plomley, Rossville. On mat 1, Brody Harrison, the Eureka wrestler, number 5 ranked in the state. Elijah Collins of Osage City is the number 4 ranked wrestler. That'll be a tight battle. First available will be Braden Jackson, Riley County versus Lane Hurlow, Rossville. Now up on mat 2, Braden Jackson, Riley County, Lane Hurlow, Rossville. On deck, first available, Brent Escarino, Eureka versus Bryson Lee, Effingham. On deck, Bryce Eck, Uniontown versus Sam Twombly, Rossville.
On deck is Brent Escarino, Eureka versus Bryson Lee of Atchison. And in the hole is Bryce Eck, Uniontown versus Sam Twombly of Rossville.
First available will be Brett Escarino, Eureka, versus Bryson Lee, Effingham. Now up on mat 1, Brett Escarino, Eureka, versus Bryson Lee, Effingham. First available, Bryce Eck, Uniontown, versus Sam Twombly, Rossville. On deck, Brennan Lowe, Eureka, versus Derek Wallen, Wabaunsee. First available, Bryce Eck of Uniontown versus Sam Twombly, Rossville. On mat 2, Bryce Eck, Uniontown versus Sam Twombly, Rossville. Now up on mat 1, Brennan Lowe, Eureka, versus Derek Wallen, Wabaunsee. That'll be the first round, first match in the 160-pound bracket. Brennan Lowe, number 1 ranked wrestler. Wallen, number 6 ranked wrestler. First available, Wyatt Bird, Wellsville versus Mitch Budke, Cottonwood Falls, Chase County. Once again, Brennan Lowe, Eureka, number 1 ranked this week. Wallen, number 6. First available, Wyatt Bird of Wellsville versus Mitch Butke, Cottonwood Falls, Chase County. That'll be the second of the 160-pound bracket. On deck, Garrison Spoons, Eureka versus Charles Pearson, Douglas. On mat 2, Bryce Eck, the number 3 ranked wrestler in the state. Sam Twombly, ranked number 6. First available will be Wyatt Bird of Wellsville versus Mitch Budke of Chase County. Once again, first available will be Wyatt Bird, Wellsville versus Mitch Budke, Chase County. First available after that, Garrison Spoons, Eureka versus Charles Pearson, Douglas. In the hole, David Sines of Wellsville versus Dakin Kruger, Silver Lake. Now up on mat 2, Wyatt Bird, Wellsville versus Mitch Budke, Chase County.
Mat 2 is Wyatt Bird, Wellsville versus Mitch Budke, Chase County. On deck is Harrison Spooks of Eureka versus Charles Harrison Douglas. And the hole is David Sines of Wellsville versus Nathan Kruger of Similar.
And it looks like we're going to have our first overtime match of the day. Brennan Lowe and Derek Wallen taking it to overtime. Number 1 versus number 6. And you could call that an upset. Now up on mat 1, Garrison Spoons of Eureka versus Charles Pearson Douglas. First available, David Sines, Wellsville versus Dagan Kruger, Silver Lake. On deck, Buddy Claiborne, Fredonia, Ryland McGinnis in your first 182-pound match.
You go out and stay all night.
I think so.
It'll be late getting home, but not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see what's going on.
Now up on mat 1, 170-pound bracket. David Sines, Wellsville versus Dagan Kruger, Silver Lake. 182 pounds. First available, Buddy Claiborne, Fredonia versus Ryland McGinnis, Onega. On deck, Jace High Douglas versus Tristan Vandeveld, Silver Lake.
Up on mat 1 is David Sines of Wellsville versus Dagan Kruger, Silver Lake. On deck is Buddy Claiborne, Fredonia versus Ryland McGinnis, Onega. And the hold is Jace High Douglas versus Tristan Vandeveld.
Dagan Kruger, the number 2 ranked wrestler at 170 pounds. Now up on mat 1, Buddy Claiborne of Fredonia versus Ryland McGinnis, Vega. Buddy Claiborne, the number 5 ranked wrestler at 182 pounds.
Up on mat 2 is Jace High Douglas versus Tristan Vandeveld, Silver Lake.
Now up on mat 2, Jace High Douglas versus Tristan Vandeveld.
Versus Todd Palick of Marion. And then the hold is Wade Morgan Douglas versus
182 pounds. First available, Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Todd Palick of Marion. On deck, Wade Morgan Douglas versus Preston Gillen, Glean, Silver Lake.
Hips up, hips up.
On mat 2, Tristan Vandevelde, number 6 ranked wrestler in the state, 182 pounds. All right, now up on mat 1, Cruz Farley versus Todd Palick. Cruz Farley of Wellsville versus Todd Palick of Marion. First available, Wade Morgan Douglas, Preston Glean, Silver Lake.
Up on mat 1 is Cruz Farley Wellsville versus Todd Palick Marion. On deck is Wade Morgan Douglas versus Preston Gillen of Silver Lake.
Cruz Farley of Wellsville, ranked number 2 in the state. Todd Palick, ranked number 4. Farley won by pin over Palick last week. See what happens today. Takedown by Palick. And I'll admit, everybody, I'm going to be openly biased on this match, I have to tell you. Watch this kid grow up in the wrestling room here in Marion. Got 2 older brothers that wrestled pretty good. The last of the Palick brothers here.
KP was trying to get him some time.
And at the end of the first period, Palick leads 3-2. Each man with a takedown and Palick with the escape. Palick defers. Farley will start down, Palick on top. Farley with the escape, tied at 3.
Which kid was it? Oh, the Douglas kid. He's pretty decent on top. And we let him have that sausage for 4 minutes. And that's we sat around like this. See, we were in on the shot, got outscored. They got 2. Let's do top for a minute. The two bastards bring out.
Takedown by Palick. Got both legs hooked. Todd going to hopefully ride him out to the end of the period. Farley undefeated on the year. Palick trying to hook a cradle. Short time left in the period. And we're at the end of the second period. Palick's going to go into the period with a 5-3 lead. Palick starts on the bottom. You just never know for sure what to expect out of the Palick boys. Good mat return by Farley. Showing some power there. Minute and a half to see what Palick can do. It'll be smart. Watch this young man from the time he was about 6. And a nice reversal by Palick. We're under a minute to go in the match, in the period. Both of his older brothers, regional champions at least once. Of course, Kyle, the older brother, state champion. Tyler, 2-time state runner-up. Todd was 5th last year. Todd's just smart and can ride him out. Got the half working. He's trying to work him. Short time. We're under 14 seconds in the match. Todd gives up the escape. Going to do a little stalling without stalling here. Minute and 2/10 left. We've got another Palick in the finals at the regional tournament. Give Farley credit. He was 27-0 coming into that match. Lose your first match after 27 wins. You're a good wrestler. You're a good wrestler. So a lot of people in Marion happy to see that. Like I said, I'm openly biased on that one and don't mind it a bit. But now I'm neutral the rest of the night until we get back to the 195-pound finals. Up on mat 1, Wade Martin of Douglas versus Preston Gillen of Silver Lake. First available, Gavin Gertie of Flint Hills versus John Graham, Mission Valley, 220-pound class. On deck, Parker Lingle of Wellsville versus Jack Lott, Marysville. Okay, on mat 1, Wade Morgan, 195-pound, ranked 3rd in the state. Between Farley and Palick and Morgan, we had 1, 3, and 4. Pretty good deal. On mat 2, Gavin Gertie wrestling John Graham. That's Gertie is number 4 in the state, Graham number 6. First available, Parker Lingle from Wellsville versus Jack Lott from Marysville.
They'll do what you ask them. It's just like, what if you don't know where you're at? So right. You know, like the chain wrestling, like they don't, there is no fucking chain wrestling. Like if a guy runs through us, there is no, you know. Sometimes it gets exhausting. Second period, in the 4 seconds left, you literally let him up and give him a run. First of all, why would you do that?
At the end of this round, we will be taking a momentary television break. Got to reset the equipment. We're going to roll into the consolation matches, consolation semis. Don't think you're going to miss any matches, but I haven't heard about taking a break, but it won't take, we won't be down but a minute or two. Our director tells me that when we shut down at the end of this round, you'll have to log back in under part 2. That's all over my head, and I admit it. But apparently when we shut down, you're going to have to log back in under part 2. But we shouldn't be down but just minutes, if that. Hope to not miss any matches. I believe we're probably going to roll right into the consolation semis. Haven't been told different yet. But they don't pay me to think. I'm just supposed to talk.
The other issue is, football, we have 2 dudes, center, starting guard, mid quarantine at 5:30 the night before we play Little River in the quarterfinals. Here's a start of freshman. So we got lucky in football. We only had 1 kid at corner. And he wasn't like a major kid part. He did some decent things, but it wasn't like, oh, fuck. He was good. That's crazy. Super strong. It's crazy. Yeah. Yes. Very true. Yeah, so how'd you like it? He loves it. Will he get maybe some time next year? He's just a freshman, so doubtful. And bound now. He's a little taller than me. He's sort of back on road though, right? Yeah. So I'm guessing he's going back to the overhang position in a year or so. But he gets a special team. Super fast. Because it gives people on the ground. Like it, keep working. He's telling me they were.
Once again on mat 2, Gavin Gertie of Flint Hills, the number 4 ranked 220-pounder against John Graham from Mission Valley, the number 6 ranked heavyweight. It's interesting from my perspective. Graham at 220 pounds is ranked. Mission Valley has a ranked 220-pounder and a ranked 285-pounder. Got 2 big boys in the practice room that can practice against each other. Usually both of them get better. That helps. That helps.
This is
Got a little blood time working on Matt too. Mission Valley wrestler back to the mat. Flint Hills wrestler still getting cleaned up a little bit. Here he comes. Ought to be back to action anytime now.
here's inside the building. And it's closed off in the front.
Might consider that a slight upset. Preston Glean over Wade Morgan. Morgan was ranked number 4. Now on mat 1. Parker Lingle, Wellsville. Jack Lott, Marysville. Jack Lott ranked number 2 in the state, 220 pounds. First available, Colby Stevens, Wellsville versus Nolan Parker, Mission Valley. Colby Stevens, number 4 in the state. Nolan Parker, number 3 in the state. Now up on mat 2, Colby Stevens, Wellsville versus Nolan Parker, Mission Valley. And again, Colby Stevens, number 4 in the state. Nolan Parker, number 3. First available, Andrew Watts, Humboldt versus Dane Whalen, Osage City. That'll be the last match of this round. And once again, we will take just a very short break. You'll have to re-log in under part 2 to continue watching. And from what I understand, we're going to roll right into the consolation semis. If you miss a match, it'll only be 1 or 2. So I apologize for the inconvenience. Mat 2, if I have my information correct. We've got 2 current reigning state placers. Nolan Parker placed last year at the state tournament. Colby Stevens, from what I understand, placed last year at the Missouri High School state tournament. So, good wrestlers. Now up on mat 1, Dane Whalen, Osage City versus Andrew Watts, Humboldt. Dane Whalen, ranked number 1 in the state, versus Andrew Watts, number 5. Whalen, the reigning 220-pound state champion. Whalen with a takedown. Might have bounced him pretty hard, taking a little wind out of him, looks like. We're going to have a little injury time out here. I hope Mr. Watts is not seriously injured, but he looks to be in some pain. Watts is favoring it a little bit, but he's ready to go. Tough young man there. He's definitely favoring it. I hope he's able to keep performing. Hopefully it won't affect him next week. Able to finish the night, make it to the tournament next week.
First of all, there's no bearing on that. I didn't tell him, man. I was like, hi. He's like, hi. And your kid was only done by 1, and the kid's about to give up, and you fucking gave him hope. You gave him a break.
Looks like what you might call a typical heavyweight match going on mat 2. Big boys pushing and shoving. Neither one can find an advantage.
Say something like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't need it. Yeah. I agree.
And we're back to action on mat 1. Nice to see.
Whalen does have good feel. I mean, I like watching him, but I don't like him.
Watts gives up a takedown. Whalen's got him. Looks like he's working a bar trying to get him rolled. Parker's got a good ride going down here on mat number 2. And Dane Whalen with the pin sends him into the championship match. Andrew Watts still favoring that leg. Hope there's not anything he can't overcome. Get through the backside matches, still make it to the tournament next week.
Oh, he is. He doesn't rest. He's asleep.
Parker's got a good ride working on Stevens. He's held him down over half the period now.
That's a problem.
A lot of weight to get out from under. 30 seconds. Remember, at the end of this match, we're going to have to shut down our TV for just a minute to reset. You will have to log back in to part 2 to continue. And Nolan Parker picks up the win 1-0. Rode him out the entire second period. That's saying something. So we'll be off the air for a minute. We'll kind of log in and get back on.